grade 4. Welcome again with you, Mrs. Minna Raouf, your science teacher. I hope you are all fine and everything is okay with you. Today we will continue Unit 6, Lesson 1. How do the Sun, Earth and Moon interact? I told you in the last session that the Earth and Moon have two movements. The Earth has revolution and rotation, and the Earth's rotation when the Earth turns on its axis, and the Earth's revolution when the Earth revolves or turns around the Sun. And Moon also have revolution and rotation. The Moon rotation when the Moon turns on its axis, and the Moon revolution when the Moon moves around the Earth. Today we will talk about seasons. What cause the four seasons? You know that we have four seasons during year: summer, fall, winter, and spring. As Earth revolves around the Sun, the direction of its tilt axis doesn't change. The tilt of Earth's axis and its orbit cause the seasons. What's meaning by tilt? The tilt that it means has an angle. So the Earth's axis has an angle. Okay, this is meaning by tilt, like this picture. This is the tilt of the Earth's axis. It has an angle. So the tilt of the Earth's axis and its orbits that turns on around the Sun cause the seasons. The Earth divided into halves called hemispheres. So Earth is divided into halves called hemispheres: Northern Hemisphere and Southern Hemisphere. The Northern Hemisphere extends from the equator to the North Pole, and the Southern Hemisphere extends from the equator to the South Pole. When one of the hemispheres tilts towards the Sun, it has summer, and when one of the hemispheres tilts away from the Sun, it has winter. So, when one of the hemispheres tilts towards the Sun, it has summer, and the side that tilts away from the Sun, it has winter. As Earth orbits the Sun, the two hemispheres alternate between tilting toward and away from the Sun. That's why seasons occur. So, what causes the season? It caused by the tilting of the Earth's axis and the orbit around the Sun. So, the hemisphere that tilts towards the Sun, it has summer, and the hemisphere that tilt away from the Sun, it has winter. Constellation. The constellation is a group of stars that seems to form a picture in the night sky. So, constellation is a group of stars that seems to form a picture in the night sky. The Greeks name constellation after animals or people from stories called myth. The Big Dipper is a part of constellation called Ursa Major or Great Bear. And Orion is a constellation named after a hunter in Greek myths. As Earth rotates on its axis, the constellation seems to move across the night sky, so the constellation can change because of the rotation of Earth on its axis. The astronomers believe that Earth was the center of the universe. It took hundreds of years, new technology and new observation for this idea to change. Then, in the 1015s, a Polish astronomer named Nicolaus Copernicus designed a new model or a system of the universe. He suggested that Earth and the planets revolve around the Sun. So this model is for Nicolaus Copernicus. So, but is this the correct model for the solar system that we have here? Sun and the 8 planets rotate around the sun on its orbits. Galileo Galilei was the first one to see moons orbiting Jupiter. So he is the first one that see the moons that orbiting Jupiter. Jupiter has 4 moons. He using a telescope he made. His observation shows that all objects in space did not orbit Earth. So his observation proves that all objects in space didn't orbit Earth. Johannes Kepler correctly described the shape of the planet's orbit around the Sun. His calculation shows that the planet revolved around the Sun in elliptical orbits, like the previous picture. So this is the orbits that each planet revolve around the Sun on it. And we have here the Sun in the center, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune.
Now I'll explain revolution. The movement of the Earth around the Sun is called revolution. The Earth takes 1 whole year to go around the Sun. Before, people used to think that the orbit of the Earth around the Sun was cyclical, but they weren't right. As you can see here, the orbit is elliptical. Thanks to revolution and the inclination of the rotation axis of the Earth, we have 4 seasons: spring, summer, autumn, and winter. The more the hemisphere is inclined towards the Sun, the more directly the sunlight reaches the Earth's surface. It's warmer, and that's why it's summertime. By contrast, the other hemisphere is less inclined, so sunlight is less direct. That's why it's colder, and it's wintertime. Here, we can see that it's summertime in the northern hemisphere and wintertime in the southern hemisphere. The opposite will occur in 6 months. Sunlight will reach the southern hemisphere in a more direct way, and it will be summer, while in the northern hemisphere, it will be winter.
Now we have finished our lesson. I hope you understood the lesson well. And please don't forget your homework. Check LMS and answer worksheet 4 and send it to me on our mail, الواح American Science Homework @gmail.com. See you. Bye bye.